Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I've been seeing all of the different videos that have been posted over the past couple days from everyone who's been playing the new Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and everybody's ranking the 7 games that come with the collection. Everybody's talking about the Punisher. Obviously, everyone is super excited to be able to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on modern consoles. And, a lot of talk has been made about the art, the cover art, not the cover art, but rather the art that you get inside. Like, there's a bunch of little extras that you get with the game. You can view in like a digital gallery all of the different cover art, pieces of cover art rather, the designs, the initial designs for the games and things like that. So, a lot of people have been excited to just be able to enjoy that with the new release of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Now, there's one piece of this re-release or the updated experience that a lot of people aren't talking about as much, and when they do, it's not very favorably, and that is the online experience, right? So a lot of people have been saying that they're finding it difficult to find matches online. I've seen some videos where folks said that they've, tried over a course of a couple hours and they were only able to get like 2 matches, and that people weren't really playing this game online like that. And I wanted to talk about that real quick because I recently picked up this copy of Expendables for the Dreamcast. I actually traded for that. So I needed to test it out. So I pulled my Dreamcast out of storage. But while I was pulling it out, I said, oh, here goes this guy. My original copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that I've had for years. And I know that we now have this on the Switch. We are going to have it on the PlayStation. Oh, I don't know if it's on the Switch yet, but I know we definitely have it on the PlayStation 4. And I know there's a lot of excitement about it, but I don't care what anyone says. For me personally, this will always be the best way to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I'm not saying it because I have it today. I'm saying it because I played this as a child when it first came out, and this was how I played it. Yes, it did come out on the Xbox. Yes, it did come out on the PlayStation 2, but I never played it on those consoles when I was a kid. Every tournament that I entered, whether I was at a friend's house or whether it was, at school, because we did have a video game club at my high school, and we did play tournaments in this game. For me, they were always on the Dreamcast. And even when I returned to this game as an adult and played it with friends, this was something that I always played on the Dreamcast. Now, Marvel versus, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a bold statement, and you can agree or disagree, but Marvel vs. Capcom was never meant to be an online game. This is not one of those fighting games that you play online. This is very much for a lack of better terms, intimate type of fighting game that you really have to be in person to get the full-on experience. Now, whether that in-person experience is playing someone in their home on a home console, or whether that means you meeting up with someone at a local arcade store, that is really the definitive way to experience this game. And I think a big part of the reason why folks are struggling, now granted, the game just came out. I think a lot of the copies that people have are like review copies. Obviously, there aren't enough people who actually have the game yet. And I'm talking about the newest release, not the Dreamcast version, but the one that just released. Not enough people have it yet for there to be enough people online playing the game. But I think even once this game releases and, however many people have it, I do not think the online presence for this game is going to be what a lot of lovers of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 think it's going to be, because of a few reasons. I'm going to compare this right now to Smash Bros. And I know it's not a like-for-like comparison, but I'm just comparing these two from the online aspect of it. Super Smash Brothers is, in terms of fighting games, is probably the only fighting game that I have played online where there is back-to-back-to-back competition and there's always someone up, ready, and looking for a fight. no matter what time of the day, night, and that's because Super Smash Brothers is a game that has that that transcended its era, right? They've been re-releasing or releasing new versions of Super Smash Brothers for every generation, and somehow Nintendo has always been able to make it better. It's just, I don't know how they do it, but with each release of Smash, with the exception of the Wii U, right? Each version of Smash Bros has just always been better, and it makes you want to play it. They're always introducing new characters that just make it more fun. In my opinion, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was and still is the peak of this series. The Marvel vs. Capcom series peaked at Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and it's been downhill ever since. The Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ultimate, and, all the different Marvel vs. Capcom 3 games that have come out on the PS4, PS3, Xbox, none of those games have ever held a candle to what Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was, especially for its generation. And I think the demographic that is the most excited for this game is an older demographic. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there are not a lot of 12 and 13-year-olds that are clamoring to play this game because they don't have the memories that we have with this game. It doesn't strike the nostalgic chord with them the way this game does. It's just not the same. And so as a guy who's in, because if you're a person, I'm not going to say guy, but if you're a person who grew up with this game, it's safe to say that you're probably in your mid 30s to late 40s. And most guys that are in their mid 30s to late 40s are either working, sleeping, or taking care of their family, taking care of their kids. So the time that you have to just chill out and wait online to play someone in this game, the demographic that's going to be online trying to play this is not as bountiful as like a Smash Bros, which is a game that's still played by a much younger audience. Like, I grew up with Smash, but so have kids who are 12 and 13, because Smash has been able to evolve. Nintendo has been able to keep that game relevant across multiple generations, and so it's still regarded today. Marvel vs. Capcom is a very niche fighting game that speaks to a very specific generation of gamers, a specific generation of fighting game lovers who remember the days, the hours, the weekends, the afternoons spent in the arcades or at someone's house playing this game in an arcade or with a friend after school. And I don't think that the online aspect of this game is going to hit the way that some people think it's going to hit. In my opinion, I think most people will be better off going to their friend's house and playing this game versus trying to play them online. Now, I don't know how playing it online is going to be, because this is an extremely fast-paced fighting game. This is not like a King of Fighters or like a Samurai Showdown. Marvel vs. Capcom is super fast-paced. It is very reactionary. Your timing has to be darn near impeccable. And so if there's any type of internet lag or if there's any type of delay, it could easily ruin an air combo. It can ruin a link from an air combo into a super. It completely throw your whole fight off. And until I experience the online play, I'm gonna try not to bash it too much. But in my opinion, this game needs to be experienced in person with the competition right in your face, talking smack to the person right in their face. Because that's the generation I grew up in. I didn't grow up in a generation where people talk smack over the internet. No, if you were talking smack, you were talking smack to the guy right in their face. I've seen fights damn near break out in the arcades over this game. That's how intense it gets. And to me, if it's not gonna be that, it's just not gonna feel the same. So let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm about to get this bad boy going because I haven't picked up my copy yet. It's probably available for download. I don't know if the physical version has released yet. I don't have a physical version, and I'm not going to download the game. I'm just going to wait till I can get a physical version. I will more than likely buy 2 copies of this game. I'm just going to say that straight out the gate, because I do not see Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the PS4 and whatever other modern system it's released on. I do not see it lasting. I do believe it's a game that's going to get delisted real quick. And my only hope is that with it being released on newer consoles, a new generation will be exposed to it and will fall in love with it, increasing the competition and increasing the opportunity to play people online. But I believe that if that does happen, once it reaches its apex, the game will then get delisted and the value for all of these games will skyrocket again. Not just the re-release on the PlayStation 4, but all of the originals will also go up as well, because it's just the nature of the beast. But I've done enough jabbering and blabbering. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think any of this is true? Do you think that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is best played in person? Or do you think the online experience is going to be anything close to like a Smash Bros. Or, Fortnite, where you have millions of people online all the time ready to play? Let me know down in the comments. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.